Hi, garden friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Era, and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A. I'm at Home Depot. It's the first week in March, and I'm checking out their newest plant inventory. All right, guys, so they have a lot of new shrubs, new annuals, and new perennials. Let's start with the caliber crowers here. They have a whole nice drop and decorate. So all you have to do is put it in your nicer container. They have all kinds of colors. Then they still have a lot of pansies. Really, really nice. They have them individually. So they'll have the yellow, the purple, the blue, the white, all by themselves. And these are going to cost $1.98. Right? And then they also still have some violas as well. So pansies do well here, and they do well up until probably Memorial Day, because that's when we really get hot, and that's when they burn out. They like the cooler weather. Once things start to get really hot, they become leggy, they look tired and weary, and they pretty much tap out. But they do well for us. They're an annual for us here in Georgia. Right next to that, they have Dusty Miller, which is great in a container. Dusty Miller is going to be $1.98 as well. Here's a Dusty Miller, and I've put Dusty Miller in containers many times that come out looking really nice. All right, guys, on to the proven winners table, and these look like they're ground cover, at least low growing. I don't know what these are by heart. Let me see. Proven Accents, Plum Dandy, Alternathia Hybrid. I have no idea what this is. Let me know if you do. This is what they look like, and they're going to be $4.98 here at Home Depot. Right next to that, they have this beauty here. What is this one here? I like this. This one says it's Proven Accents Waikiki Sunset Lysimachia. Is this related to Crepe and Jenny? What is it? Pretty. Then right next to that one here, we have this guy here, which is Wojo's Gem. Wojo's Gem is a vinca. Oh, see, you learn something new every day, guys. Here's another one here. This one here is Proven Accents Variegata. This one is Plecanthus. Let me know if you have any of these or if you grow any of these. Now, here's a guy that I have no business buying and never will, and that's simply because this thing grows as a weed in my yard. I'm trying to get rid of lamium, and they're selling lamiums here, guys, for a whole $5. This one is the Proven Accents Lamium. Oh, wow. If you see, especially certain parts of my backyard that is not, covered or anything, it's a whole bunch of lamium. But they do look pretty, but they are a menace in my yard. All right, next up we have this guy here. What is this? This one is, again, more of the Plecanthus, and looks like they just started growing. These are so small. And then here, this looks like a sedum. I recognize a sedum when I see one, guys. This one here is the Proven Accents Lemon Coral. Oh, wow, they're bringing them in smaller and smaller, but how much are you paying for this? A whole $6. But you know what? Sedums really can take you far. They are very cold hardy. Now, I don't know if this one is an annual sedum. Let's just double check here. Probably is an annual sedum because yes, it's an annual sedum. So the sedums that I have are all going to be sedums that will come back reliably for me. Okay, what is this guy here? This one is Aramance Pink Nemesia. Oh, wow, I'm seeing some stuff I've never seen before. Let me know if you have this guy in your yard and how it does. Again, it's Proven Winners. They're charging $5.98. Next to that, we have Bright Lights Yellow. This one is Osteopurium, $5.98. Again, let me know if you have this guy. Now, this one reminds me of Gerber Daisy. What is this? Again, it's the same Osteopurium thing. I am butchering the pronunciation for that, guys, but I'm just going to give you a close-up so you can see what they look like, and you can let me know. Then we have, well, I know this guy here. I know petunia when I see one. So here is a Supertunia Royal Velvet. These are going to be $5.98. Here's another one I see as a weed in my yard. Another weed, snow snom. What is this? This one is Sotera cordata. Oh, is that what it's called? Because I see it in my backyard and I pull it out because I don't, a weed is what, this is the thing. A weed is what you don't want in your yard. And I don't want it in my yard, but they are selling these guys for a whole $6, guys. More proven winners. Here we have the Super Bells Grape Punch. I know a lot of you like the Super Bells brand or the variety. Then they have this guy here, which is the Super Bells Lemon Slice. You like those as well. All of these are going to be a whole $5.98, guys. Here is the marker. And then they have a final one here, which is the Super Bells Blue Moon Punch. Oh, look, even one more. They have a whole lot of Super Bells, guys. And this one is Super Tunia Picasso in purple. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that's interesting. It's like a painting, hence the name. So that is a lot of stuff from Proven Winners, guys. And they are all either $5.98 or $4.98, and they look to all be annuals. Now they have a hydro planter. This is going to be a whole $29. It says it has a water reservoir. You have to water less often, and it overflow drains prevent overwatering. And it's pretty much some of the same plants I just went through in one container, and they're selling them for $29.98. Right next to that one, they have the same kind of container with different plants in here, and these are always going to be annual. This looks like a what is the name of that plant? They have the Super Tunia in here, and they have this guy here. I can't remember the name of it right now, but they're looking really, really nice, guys. This is a time when you're really going to start seeing a lot of beautiful plants show up in the garden. Here's another one, too. Okay, so now they have rhododendrons. Now, this rhododendron is a Percy Wiseman. Rhododendrons like the shade. They do not like the Georgia heat. They don't like too much sun burning them up, and especially in June, July, and August. They are part sun plant. I would put them in shade, $26.98. But even if you put them in shade, put them in high shade, because if you put them in low shade and they don't have any sun or anything, they won't flower. Because yes, a plant needs some sort of a light to produce a flower. Part sun, hardy to -20, guys. Right next to that one, they have this beauty here. Is the Ramapo rhododendron. Never seen this guy before, but it's a really nice pink. And this beauty here is going to be $26.98. Right next to that looks like, what is this, a Japanese maple? Yeah, the Acer palmatum. This one is the Tamuki Yama. Tamuki Yama is $29.98, guys. This guy here is hardy to -20. I have 3 Japanese maples in my yard. They were all gifted to me, and they're all in containers. I've been slowly trying to think, do I want to put them in the ground? But they're not worried about being in the container, so I'm just going to leave them there for now. Here we have some more rhododendrons, guys. This one here is the rhododendron honey butter. This one here is a part sun plant, grows 24 to 36 inches tall, and is hardy to -10. More rhododendrons, guys. This one is the Catabinus. You know what it is. That's what it is right there, guys. It's a part sun plant, hardy to -20. And then they have this guy here, more of the same one. This one. Let me just double check something here. This one is just saying okay, Borsal, and this one is the album. Okay, I can see it. All right. So this is pretty much all rhododendrons coming down here, guys. Different prices based on the size. Some are 24, some are 34, some are 24. All right. So that is pretty much it for the rhododendrons. And then right next to the rhododendrons, they have the mountain pears. This is the mountain fire. Mountain fire is $34.98, hardy to -30, blooms in the spring. Now, they're looking kind of rough here for whatever reason, but I had these in my yard, bought them on clearance from another store. They didn't do great. I never bought them again, and they bloom early. And once they bloom and they're done in spring, they don't do anything else. They aren't evergreen, though. But if you love these, they are $34.98 here at Home Depot. They have the Chinese snowball viburnum. This is where I bought my Chinese snowball viburnum, and I caught them when they had a half off sale, which is very rare here. So I bought it, and it's doing amazingly well in my yard. The Chinese snowball viburnum only blooms in the spring with residuals in the fall, and they are pure white. They are huge, huge flowers, guys. I really, really like them. Let me know if you have the Chinese snowball viburnum and how they do. These are only going to be $21.98. And I do notice that, guys, for whatever reason, viburnums are cheaper than hydrangeas. Sometimes we might confuse them for a hydrangea, but that's simply because they bloom earlier than a hydrangea. The ones that I have, I don't know every variety of viburnum, but I know that the one that I have blooms, and when that is bloomed, that's when the hydrangeas come into play. All right, now speaking of hydrangeas, here we have limelight. Now, you know, limelight is a paniculata, which means it blooms on new wood, and it likes the sun. It can take as more sun than the other type of hydrangeas. This is a panicle, and these are gonna cost, let's see, $29.98 if you're only buying one, but if you're buying more than 15, you're going to get it for $23.98. Everybody likes limelight. They do really, really well. They grow 6 to 8 feet tall, and they are hardy from zones 3 to 9. So they have a lot of limelight, and they're going to go fast because people do gravitate towards this particular hydrangea. They have Heath Kramer's Red. Now, I started seeing this early on this season. This has been in the store for a while. So let me know if you have these. They said it blooms in the early spring, grows 16 to 18 inches tall. It's a perennial, they say. This one is the Mediterranean pink. Let me know if you have these in your yard. Right next to that, they have one of my favorite macrophyllus. This one is the Bloomstruck. Bloomstruck hydrangea is from Endless Summer, and they bloom on old wood, and they are reblooming. I love them really well. And because I have clay, mine come out purpley blue. Really, really nice. These are going to be $16.98, guys. They also have crepe myrtles. Now, I do have the Delta series. I have Delta Fuchsia, Delta Fusion. I also have Delta Moonlight, and they do really, really well in my yard. Now, these guys here, they will bloom later on in the summer, so they won't come alive. You won't see, for me personally, I don't see any flowers until July, but they do really, really well, and they bring in the pollinators. Now, I'm only seeing the Delta Moonlight, but I know they have Fuchsia, Fusion, and they have a lavender color. Really, really nice. They are hardy from zone 7 to 9. All right, now they have these beauties here. These are calla lilies. Beautiful plants, guys. These are a whole $7.98 for this calla lily. It's a perennial full sun plant. It may or may not come back based on the weather, because they're saying it's a perennial, but also hardy to 20 degrees. Now, we do get lower than 20 sometimes, and if that's the case, then it won't come back. But it come back, and then sometimes it won't come back. But in any case, they are a pretty, pretty plant. They have this really nice yellow, and they have this really nice orangey red. Really, really nice. All $7.98. Right next to that, they have Asiatic lilies. Asiatic lilies are the ones that bloom earlier. They don't have any fragrance. The Orientals are the ones that have the fragrance, but the Asiatic, you'll see them first. They are perennial. Lilies are very, very hardy to -20. It says it blooms early to late summer, and they are all budded up, guys. Now, this one looks like it's going to be a nice red. You can see by the picture. It's saying Tiny Lion, right? Really nice. It's all budded up. Right next to that one, they have Coreopsis, one of my favorite perennials, simply because it blooms and blooms and blooms all the way down to the fall. This is hardy to -20. And this is Tickseed, the Uptick Gold and Bronze. This grows 12 to 14 inches tall and requires full sun. And this is what the blooms look like. Right next to that, they have Lavender. Now, lavenders don't do well in my yard. I have three of them struggling in my containers over there. And they claim that they keep away bugs and stuff, but I haven't found that to be the thing. This is La Diva Eternal Elegance, and this is hardy to -20. Blooms early to late summer, and that's what they look like. I actually have some lavender in my garden bed, in my raised bed, and literally the squirrels and the chipmunks are still digging out right where they say that they're supposed to be deterring them. So not sure the story is there. And then they have some salvias here. Salvia Noble Night. And now all these perennials I'm showing you are going to be $9.98. So it's pretty much $10 here at Home Depot, guys. It requires full sun. It's a perennial, which means it'll come back every year. And it grows 8 to 12 inches tall. Next to that, we have corabels. These are a shade plant and a semi-evergreen for me here in Georgia. This is they say it's part sun, but it needs to be in the shade. It grows 10 to 12 inches tall, hardy to -30. Some of them stay evergreen, some they look kind of rough, and then once it warms up, then it comes back. Right next to that, they have some more of the lavender. This is Spanish lavender for $5.98. A full sun plant, hardy only to 0 degrees. They've got some saxifraga. You're going to see saxifraga during the cooler weather. They will burn out once it gets really nice and hot. This is the Martu Hot Rose, guys. Now, these are going to be $5.98. Says it's perennial. Not sure if it's going to come back for you, but they say it is hardy to -20. I don't need any saxifraga, to be honest with you, but let me know if they do well in your yard. One of my favorite ground covers is Creeping Jenny, also known as Lysimachia. It is literally $3.98, guys. It just keeps going up and up. This guy here is hardy to -40. Creeping Jenny. I have no business buying anymore. I've bought Jennies over the years and they just multiply and multiply. They're all over the yard now and I'm very, very happy. But they are great if you're looking for a nice evergreen ground cover. Now, sometimes in the winter, they do turn a little brownie, but they're not dead. You know, they will come back. Or one patch might look different from the other patch. It's quite fine. Now, what is this guy here? All right, this guy here is a blue star creeper. Isotoma. Oh, I never see this. This guy here, oh, hardy to just to 30. Okay, that's probably why I never pay attention to it, because it's an annual and it's only hardy to 30 degrees. So that was a whole bunch of plants by Vigoro, guys, ranging from $3.98 to $9.98. Perennials are really going up here at Home Depot. At least at other stores, they're still in the 6 or the 7 range, but it's pretty much $10 if you're looking for a perennial here at Home Depot, guys. Let's see what else they have. They've got hydrangeas, guys. This one is the floral hydrangea, part sun shrub by Vigoro. And I think Vigoro is the reason why some of these things are going to be the price that they are. Now, if you get a Home Depot brand, you'll probably get an ease in the price. But these are looking really, really great. And these are the big leaf. By big leaf, you have these nice thick leaves, which means that they can't take too much of the Georgia sun. They will burn, or these won't look pretty too long if they're in the sun too much. They're saying part sun. I would put them in high shade. All right. So next we have Lented Rose or Hellebora, and these are going to be $19.98, guys. So part sun plant. I have mine in shade, and you saw that I bought two the other day. I bought the Anna's Red, and I bought the Winter something. Winter Sunshine. Yeah, there it is. This one is the Winter Sunshine right there. Right now, like I say all the time, and it's probably one of the last things I'm going to say, is that at first I was shying away from Hellebore because it was just so expensive, and it was hard to find nice varieties because they all seem to look the same. But then a couple of years ago, I was like, let me start buying them. I started going to my county's annual spring sale, and I found some, and ever since that, I've been not collecting, but I've been buying a different variety every time I see it. These look really, really nice, and they're usually expensive because they're slow to grow in the nursery. But I did go up to one of my nurseries up in Loganville, Georgia, and they had some varieties. Some of them were $6, some were $9, some were 25. It all depends on what variety. And I think some varieties are probably coveted more than others, but they are beautiful. 1998 here at Home Depot. They also got some bird houses, different styles and varieties. 29.98. Depends on what style you like. Then they have some lyrope. This is a ground cover, part sun plant. It does really, really well in my yard. This is super blue. I don't have super blue, but I do have a chartreuse variety. Right next to that, guys, they have stone crop, which is a sedum. This is a perennial that does absolutely amazing in my yard or in containers. It's a $7.98. It's a Home Depot brand, which is why it's $7.98. This beauty here is hardy to -20, guys. We all love sedums. I don't think I know anybody who doesn't like sedums. Sedums doesn't require a lot of hovering. They don't require a lot of work from us. Just don't overwater them, give them the sun that they want, and they will thrive. They've got more of the lily turf, also known as lyrope. This is a silver sunproof. When I buy lyrope, I buy the muscari. I don't buy the spicata. And then here, I think this is mundergrass. Let's see. Yes, mundergrass for $2.98 here at Home Depot, guys. All right, so they have their shrubs too, guys. Lots of shrubs to go through here. Now, I mentioned some rhododendrons already, and they're related to azaleas. So all these azaleas, so we have Azalea formosa purple. Now, these are the ones that will take part sun. They will only bloom once in the year. Unlike the encore azaleas that bloom 3 times a year and can take more sun, these are the older ones that can't take that much sun. Speaking of encore, we have the encore variety here. Now these, like I said, they have all kinds of colors. They have the dwarf, the intermediate, and they have the larger ones. They can take more sun than the old-fashioned, and these are gonna cost in a 1 gallon $14.98. So they have autumn royalty, autumn sangria, autumn embers, autumn bonfire, autumn fire, autumn royalty, autumn majesty. They have all these varieties in the series, but sometimes I think the store carries certain ones. Here are some more of the Azalea formosa purple. They've got Japanese hollies for $9.98. These are Japanese hollies right here. And then boxwoods for $9.98 as well. And the larger version of the Japanese holly for $21.98. They've got Chinese fringe flower, also known as Laura petalum. These guys are part sun plant for $21.98. Says it's hardy to 10. I wonder, some of them can go lower than that, but this one they're saying is only hardy to 10 degrees. They're looking kind of rough, so either they were been here since last year or they got zapped the other day when we got that freeze. I'm not sure, but they're not looking great. And right next to that we have even more hydrangeas of limelight. Now these ones here have a little bit more foliage on them. The ones I showed you first didn't have that much foliage, so it could be that these were here earlier and the ones that I showed you first just came in, but they are looking nice and healthy. Remember to prune your hydrangeas so that you can have them grow on new wood. Right next to that, we have a juniper blue star. Have this in my yard, does amazingly well. Love junipers for this clay, love junipers for the heat. These are gonna be $12.98, guys. Right next to that, they have another type of juniper. Let's see what this one is. This one is the Shore Juniper Blue Pacific. Again, this one is going to be $9.98. They've got Golden Euonymus. This one here is $9.98. Doesn't do that great in my yard, but I can't deny the fact that this is a beautiful plant. They've got Jubilation Gardenia. This one here is really, really nice. I have this in my yard. It performs, it's beginning to really perform. Before I used to complain about it, but it's catching its bearings now, already from zone 7 to 10. They've got Highlights Arborvitae. Sadly, mine didn't make it after a few years. 8 to 20 feet tall, guys. This one here is hardy from zones 5 to And more of the Jubilation Gardenia up here. They have them in a smaller container. And then they have the, up here they have the Gardenia Climbs Hardy, guys. Climbs Hardy is $12.98. Here are some more of the Highlights Arborvitae, right? Full sun to part sun. And then right next to that, we have Paul's Gold Chamaecyparis. Paul's Gold Chamaecyparis is a really nice plant, does well in my yard, grows 5 feet by 6 feet, guys. Hardy from zones 5 to 8. You guys know I love anything that's a yellowy chartreusey color. Right next to that, we have Clara. Love Clara because they're evergreen. They do well in the south. They have Bigfoot here. I know they have Bronze Beauty and they have Romeo and they have Juliet, which are more of a lighter color. But the Bigfoot is a nice green, guys. Hardy from zone 7 to 10. Fast grower, they say. Will be great for a screen, right, in the full sun. Right next to that, guys, they have this guy here, which I love. And thank goodness I found them cheaper somewhere else because these are going to be a whole $24. Now, these are a little bit more established, yeah. But the ones that I have in my yard, I got them in a 1 gallon and they were only $7. So I was able to buy a couple of them rather than buying one big one for $24.98. This is the Yucca Color Guard. Yucca Color Guard. It looks like it should be something that's a tropical plant, but this guy is so hardy. I think it's hardy to zone 5. Let's see. Oh, 4. Zones 4, guys. Fast grower. Have this all over my yard. Looks amazing. Now you see how it has this really nice yellow and green color. In the winter, it has a red twinge, which is really, really pretty. Let me know if you have the Color Guard in your yard. Right next to that, guys, we have this beauty here, which also died in my yard. This is the Nightlight Chamaecyparis. Really, really rough for me to take the fact that that plant had died. I moved it when I shouldn't have moved it. I should have waited. And even watering it every couple of days, I don't think I overwatered it, but I also don't think I underwatered it. But then something happened because the plant is not here anymore. And I really, really like it. It sure does look like the picture. This guy grows 4 to 5 feet tall, hardy from zones 5 to 8. And even more of the Jubilation Gardenia. Fresh off the truck, guys. They all have a nice little haircut, too. They've got a fern here. I don't know if it's Kimberly fern or Boston fern. I can't tell. Either way, it's a whole $25, guys, for this fern here. It's a huge one, though, in a hanging basket. Really, really nice. So you might have seen a separate video of all the roses that my Home Depot has in bare root form. They all were either $9.98, $14.98, $16.98, or $19.98, guys. But check out that video so you can see exactly the varieties that they have and the exact prices and if they are good for your garden. This is the time of year you're going to start seeing hyacinths show up in these containers for you to buy. Hyacinths are pretty. They are poisonous and toxic, and the critters don't like them. So if you're able to, you can definitely plant hyacinths because they won't mess with them because they already know that they are poisonous. You'll also see tulips. Now, tulips don't do well for me. They will have to be an annual for me. We just don't get cold enough. And even if I put them in the fridge and let them bloom the year, what's going to happen is that they won't bloom next year because you can't dig them and put them in the fridge again, right? So, and it gets too hot. We just don't stay cold enough, and we stay too hot for these to come back. So tulips have to be an annual for us. And even if they do come back, they will either stunt or they won't bloom. You'll just see foliage. So here is the hyacinth blue. This guy here is a hyacinth blue. And it smells really nice here too. It smells really, they give off a really nice fragrance, and even more of the tulips here, guys. Let me know if you like tulips, because I really do like tulips. And I planted some tulips this year just for the annual show, but I already know that they're not going to come back, guys. Look at this beauty here. Oh man, look at that. Isn't that really nice? This one is going to be a whole $15.98 for that. It's a really nice pinky yellow pastel-y color. all their fruit trees that they have. And when I first came and did a separate video of this, these were all sticks, guys, but they've come into their own. They're all putting on foliage. They're all flowering. So if you're looking for apple trees or pear tree or your plum tree or peach or blueberry, they have them here at Home Depot. Please check out my other video where I went into detail about the exact varieties that were here. Same thing with these flowering shrubs right here. You know, this includes stuff like dogwood and Japanese flowering cherries. All a separate video, guys, so check those guys out. All right, guys, so that is pretty much it for me here today. Let me know what you think and let me know how your shopping has been going at Home Depot. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted in all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.